So we finally have some breaking news when it comes to one of the GOATs. The legendary, the iconic, the 8th division champion, the only 8th division champion in the history of boxing. The pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao. The man, we've been saying it for a while now that he will be back in December, but breaking news, beautiful people, yesterday, just yesterday, his manager, Sean Gibbons, the incredible Sean Gibbons, came out and said that not only is Manny Pacquiao officially back in December, but he actually told us who he's fighting. And if you go back to my old videos, I actually told you who he's gonna fight. Let me read you exactly what Sean Gibbons came out and said. The man said the goal is still the same. He told World Boxing News, the goal remains to break his own record, to make history, to win a welterweight championship. He wants to be the oldest person to do it. At 47 years old, Rolly Romero has the WBA belt. So he is the target for December. You know, what can you say about Manny Pacquiao at this stage? The man is so unbelievable. He keeps on defying the odds time and time again. But not just that. Especially for this fight, without a question, I truly believe that when he fights Rolly Romero in December, not only can he break his own record from being a welterweight champion, the oldest ever at 40 years old, and now he's attempting to do it at 47 years old. But look, nothing is guaranteed, but I'll tell you this, beautiful people. It is almost a guarantee that he beats Rolly Romero. I'll tell you why. I actually watched Rolly's last fight live. I was there in the States, in New York, front row, saw him beat up Ryan Garcia. And I've been saying this for the longest when you talk about Rolly Romero. What is the, what is the perfect punch when you talk about Rolly Romero? What is the punch that sets up all his power shots, all his knockout shots? Is his devastating stab to the body. If you look back at Rolly Romero's entire career, the man doesn't throw a single power shot or a knockout shot unless he sets up everything based on that jab to the body, that left stab to the body. But if you actually look at all of Rolly Romero's losses and every time that he struggled, for example, Gervonta Davis, Pitbull Cruz, what did both men have in common? They were both shorter than him. And when Rolly Romero fights someone who's shorter than him, Rolly cannot jab to the body or doesn't jab to the body is because why? He's afraid of the counter, beautiful people. And when you talk about fighting Manny Pacquiao, not only will he have trouble going to the body because Manny is shorter, but Manny proved in his last fight that he is without a doubt still, until this day, until now, at 46 years old, turning 47, the man still got lightning quick speed when you talk about his backhand counter. I mean, look, he countered Mario Barrios in the first round and he countered Mario Barrios in the last round. What does that tell you? That tells you that until this day, Manny Pacquiao is still powerful, and not just that, his power still carries. And that is the scary thing when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, and that is the type of problem that Rolly Romero will be having. And listen, like I said, I actually watched Rolly's last fight live versus Ryan, and I picked Rolly to beat Ryan. Why? Many reasons, including that Ryan doesn't defend the body work. When you talk about, I mean, just look at his all previous opponents, they all go to the body without a single type of fear whatsoever when they're fighting Ryan Garcia. Why? It's because Ryan, basically, he's waiting for you to get in his range to counter you with that left hook. But if you go intelligently to his body like Rolly Romero did, when you keep him on the outside, and especially use a long stick to the body, it is going to be very hard for Ryan to counter you. But when you try to go to Ryan's body, and when all of your, especially upper body, goes into the inside, he's going to counter you with that left hook. So Rolly knew exactly what he was doing, and stylistically, if you go back and watch Rolly Romero sparring with Ryan, I mean, he was basically catching him with the exact same shots 9 years later. What does that tell you? That tells you that styles make fights. And Ryan is extremely talented, but is he overrated when you talk about the entire complete arsenal and skill set? I believe so, but the man has definitely got unbelievable power, unbelievable hand speed, but he lacks some of this, and we saw it at the elite level. But getting back to the GOAT, one of the GOATs, Manny Pacquiao. Listen, beautiful people, in this fight versus Rolly, I have a very good feeling about this fight. And if you actually go back to my breakdown for the Mario Barrios fight, I said that Mario Barrios is actually a way tougher fight for Manny Pacquiao than Rolly Romero. Why? I'll tell you why. I mean, listen, I've been watching Mario Barrios for nearly a decade now, for like 8 years. And just because Gervonta Davis knocked him out, that doesn't mean that the man doesn't have a chin. I mean, listen, Gervonta got him in a weight drained and with a 10-pound rehydration clause. So that wasn't the real Mario Barrios. But if you know anything about Mario Barrios, he got one of the greatest chins in our time. And just because Manny couldn't knock him out, and just because he was able to take Manny's bombs, that doesn't mean that Rolly will be able to take Manny's bombs. Listen, love Rolly Romero. I call him the charismatic enigma. The man is so charismatic, he's so powerful, he's so humble, he's amazing. And I met him in New York. I met him actually right after the fights. And he's so humble, he's so gracious. He's actually way shorter than I thought. I mean, I don't believe, like, the height difference between him and Ryan was absolutely absurd. And that is why he was able to stab Ryan to the body all night long. But this will be, I promise you, beautiful people, this will be a completely different story when he fights Manny Pacquiao. And now, with what Sean Gibbons has been telling us, what he just told us yesterday, that means that this fight is everything but announced. It is almost a done deal. And I just saw Rolly Romero do an interview a couple of days ago, and he said that I'm gearing up for a massive fight at the end of the year. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this fight is going down, I believe, in December, in the final week of the month of December, I believe, yes. So it's going to be an unbelievable fight, but I'm backing Manny Pacquiao to knock out Rolly Romero. Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Love Rolly, love everything about the man. He's so humble, so charismatic. Like I said, I call him the charismatic enigma, but stylistically, this is an unbelievable fight and an unbelievable opportunity for Manny Pacquiao to break his own record, to become the oldest welterweight champion in history, and doing it against a formidable opponent like Rolly. Listen, Rolly Romero at 35 isn't the same Rolly Romero at 147. Rolly Romero, the 140-pounder, isn't the same Rolly Romero at 147. I saw the man live, and he had veins popping out of everywhere. Like when I was looking at the man's thighs and calves, veins were popping out of everywhere. Rolly Romero at 147 is an absolute monster and a problem, but he is far from a problem that Manny Pacquiao can't solve. And I promise you, beautiful people, listen. I'm gonna be honest, if you go back to my videos, I picked Mario Barrios to beat Manny Pacquiao, and I said, I'm not picking Mario because Mario is a better fighter, of course not, but I just didn't believe that Manny had anything left. And with what he just proved, my God, he proved that he had more than a thing or two left. And not just that, the reason why he will be even more dangerous in this Rolly fight is that now he's active. And now he knows for a fact that he still got it. I mean, he was asking himself questions before the Barrios fight. He said it on camera many times. He said, I'm looking to prove to myself that I still have it. So, yes, he was training. Yes, he was prepared. But the man deep down, he didn't really know if he actually had it in him to beat a champion. And we also what happened when he fought Mario Barrios. He beat him. He beat him fair and square, beautiful people. All I gotta say is this. This fight is happening in December, and I'm backing Manny Pacquiao to score the upset victory, because he will be the underdog. I mean, he will be fighting another young, hungry, powerful champion. How can you not love Manny Pacquiao? At 46 and 47 years old, he's fighting two welterweight champions back to back, two young welterweight champions, and two devastating punchers and hard-hitting 147-pound champions. This is how you become one of the GOATs. This is how you will be remembered. Not like that other insecure small man. But Manny Pacquiao, if there's one thing that he's all about, it's taking risks. And with great risks comes great rewards, beautiful people. And I believe that Manny Pacquiao will be rewarded in this fight when he gets that WBA welterweight strap and announces himself to the world that he is, at 47 years old, the oldest in history and still the best.